Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Julie Sanchez, and first I would like to begin this video by thanking everyone that has taken time to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. And also, if this is the first time in this channel, please consider subscribing, and also as you watch, please give this video a like and God will bless you. So this video I'm going to show it's a birth vlog that I'll be talking about the journey of how I came to give birth to my child. This is my second born, and as I show this birth vlog, I would like to give the testimony of how God has come to bless me with this child, and generally the testimony of my life. So come along, please don't touch that dial, stay tuned, and as you watch, please leave your comment. And in this video, what I would like most, that the takeaway is that if there is something there that you have been praying to God for, or you have been trusting God for in your life, know that He is going to fulfill, because He never lies. He's not a man that he might lie, and he fulfills His promises in His own time, because God makes everything beautiful at His time. So come along with me and watch this vlog. So as I take this video, in a hospital room, it's early in the morning. Right now it's 6:30. Yeah, I've just woken up, planning to take a bath and we can begin the day. So I'll be having a planned CS. I feel ready. Yesterday I was so anxious. Today I'm eager. I don't know, but all in all, God is good. We are hoping for the best and to welcome the baby boy. Yes. So the story of my life, or my testimony, is that I stayed 8 good years in marriage with no child. I got married in 2013, and in 2013, and got my firstborn child in the year 2021. And in those years it has been a journey, because I remember in that 2013 when I got married, my husband and I decided, let's stay this 1 year and enjoy ourselves and take time before we begin trying for children. And so when we came to the next year, I think even me, I didn't take a whole year, because by the end of the year 2014, in the middle, I was already anxious. I want a child. Yeah, you know, I was so eager. And in 2015, the year came, the year went. Now that time we were trying seriously, and it was a lot of disappointment that time. In 2016, the year came, the year went. And by the time we were entering 2017, I remember most of the people who were married together, they already had children, they were getting children. Others, there were people we went to school with, they already have children. And at that time I was asking myself question, what is going on? And in 2017, God was gracious, and I conceived. And 2 months down the line, I remember I lost that pregnancy, and it was so painful. It was very painful. And I remember those people who used to encourage me, people encourage people in different ways, because I remember quite a few, they said, now at least you know you can get a child, you're not barren, at least you know it's not your fault, you can really bear a child. And it was so hurtful and painful. And I stayed. After that, I stayed in the year 2018. Then I got pregnant again, and it was at the end of the year 2018. And at that time, because in 2017 I was I was working, and so when the pregnancy came and I lost it, I was actually, the process, the miscarriage began when I was still at work, and our work was so tedious. We used to go to different estates. And so when I got pregnant the second time, when I knew I was pregnant, and at the time I was seeing a gynecologist, they advised me that I should slow down and take a bed rest, because when it was evaluated, the cause of the previous pregnancy was unknown. The cause of losing the previous pregnancy was unknown. So the doctor told me to take everything easy. So when the second pregnancy came and I confirmed I was pregnant, I began my antenatal. I quit my job and I was so happy, so excited, but unfortunately 2 months later I also lost that pregnancy, and it was so heartbreaking because this was the second time. Okay, the first time I lost it. The second time I felt that this is the time, this is the chance that God has come to restore everything that was taken away from me, and now it is lost. So in the year 2019, that year I became so bitter, and I was so stressed. And then when after healing, because I lost it like on February, so I stayed March, April. At the end of April, I began approaching the office if I could go back to work, and unfortunately, my post was no longer available. So combining the two, I was so stressed, and I remember even falling into depression, because even I'm a church girl from early age, and I love going to church. I love serving the Lord, especially in the praise and worship. And it came to a time that I was unable to go even to church, because I don't know how or why, because I felt like a kind of shame. You see, the shame that of appearing before people, like you're saying you're married, you don't have a child. Like, you know, when not most people know when you go through a miscarriage, so they think all is well, you never had children. And actually, you know, I've come to realize, like me, I don't care so much about people's life and go speculating about their lives. But I don't know the reason why when you're going through something, you think everybody's speculating about you. So I was not even able to go to church. My husband could encourage me, even our friends. It came to a point that we used to fight, that I should, like, because the church was a social, apart from going to church and worshiping God and listening to the word, it was also a point of socializing. So that was the only time that I could get out of the house, go meet people and talk to them. But I was like closing myself in without not wanting people, and so I was so depressed. And that year, even now, when I remember it, I feel like I was in a pit of, like, kind of a pit of darkness somewhere. It was my dark season. When I like, my memory of 2019, it's a memory of a dark place. I was in a dark place, and thankfully I used to pray to God, and most of the time I used to cry, not because I was blaming God, but I used to cry telling God, increase my faith, oh God. Because I was like, I know you can do great things. I have heard of your testimonies, but increase my faith. I also want my testimony. And so, in the year 2019, at the end of it, in the 31st, I went to church and knelt and told God, now God, in the year 2020, I want a new me. I don't want anything, I just want a new me. I'm tired of living in a dark place. I'm tired of feeling like I'm not worthy, I'm not a wife enough, I'm not a woman enough. I am tired of everything, I just want a new me. And I was so excited coming off from that Kesha. I was so excited. Even the 1st of January 2020, I was so excited. And surely God did not disappoint. By the end of January, I knew I was pregnant. I became pregnant in the month of January. February, when I knew I was pregnant, I went to the gynecologist, because I was going, even through depression, I was still going, because everybody, when you don't have a child, gives you their contact of their gynecologist, and they think that the one you are going to is not the best. You should go to their own, and it's good, it's helpful, but sometimes you go to so many and you feel, no, I don't want to go. Because me, it had reached to a point where my gyna was like, you don't have any issues, you are all right, you are good, but we don't know what is happening, so you have to keep trying. That time we were taking medications for fertility, my husband and I, and it was so expensive, because I remember I used to take, one used to cost at that time $45, and we were taking for a whole month, so you can see how much was it. And I think it was 1 times 2, so it's morning and evening. So in a day you are using 90 bob, and for a whole year nothing is happening. But they are like supplements to boost your fertility and so. But I was so tired, and so in 2020, we were in 2020, I became pregnant, and I was so excited. I went to my gynecologist. We did a checkup. It was okay. It was all right. I was to easy up. If you rest, take rest all your time. And me, when the doctor says rest, I take a bed rest. I used only maybe to cook, wash dishes, even clean the house. Was like, anyway, I'm pregnant, you know. And so I was taking it easy, literally. The previous pregnancy, it used to, like, the previous two, they used to, I'll say, terminate themselves to come out or off at 8 weeks. So I was fingers closed, let the 8 weeks pass. And so the 8 weeks passed, and I went for the second appointment. But after the second appointment, coming back, staying for a week, was it a week? Because now I was heading to my 3rd month, and I began bleeding, and that was a symptoms that in the previous, when I see it, I knew this is a danger sign. So when I saw bleeding, it was on a Sunday night. The following day, I woke up, and I went on Monday. We went with my husband to see my gyna. And when we went, she asked for a scan, and after the scan came, she said, you're supposed to be heading 12 weeks, but it seems the baby stopped growing at 8 weeks. I was like, what? And so she said, I'll give you medication, then you go take for a whole week, and then you come on Monday, and then we will evaluate, because sometimes the fetus may slow down and blah blah, or we don't know. So if you take this medicine, if it's slowing down, it will activate it to grow, or we will know what's going on. If it doesn't grow, we will know the way forward. Hey, and I was so scared. Me, naturally, I am an emotional person. I'm that kind of a person who will watch a sad movie and cry alongside it, and or read a book and cry. Me, I'm that kind of person. So when it's my case, you have to know the tears were raining. I was raining tears. So I was crying too much, but I gave myself strength. I remember when we were going back to the stage, I was still in tears, but I remember the word of God from Psalms 23. In Kikuyu it says, onaigigerera mukuru wina ndume hana ta ya gikuo utiri undu ingitigera. Yani, even though I passed through the valley of shadow of death. In English it says the valley of shadow of death, but in Kikuyu it means the valley of shadow that looks like death. The shadow looks like death. Taya, yani it's not death, but it's like. So that thing was going through my mind, that even though I am passing through this valley of shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. And I was repeating it in my head over and over again until we reached home, and I told my husband about it, and I said, I know this is my child, and nothing is going to happen to it. So despite my tears, my emotions and everything, in my heart I knew it, that this is just a valley of shadow of death, but it's not death. And I heard that one. And the following morning, when I woke up, I went to the bathroom in the morning. And I had something fell, and I told my husband, "Hey, nimefeel kitu imeanguka, boom." But when I went to check, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. And we were like, what would have fallen? So I remember he took a piece of bread and he pressed it and threw it. It did not make the sound that I said, because I was trying to describe the sound. And he said, okay, let's call the doctor. And we called the doctor and told her what was going on. And she said, oh, how are you feeling? I told her, actually today I woke up feeling better. Even the bleeding is very minimal. She said, okay, continue taking the medication and come on the scheduled day. That was Monday. And here we are on Tuesday. So I continued taking medication, and I was hopeful, I was praying, I was remembering my word. And on Friday, I remember Friday night, I dreamt a dream. What is happening to my eyes? I had a dream that I had a house girl. Okay, in the year 2019, I had applied some kind of makeup, and it reacted on my face, and I had a swollen face here. My face was so swollen and puffy. And now in this dream, I was dreaming that I had a house girl who had applied my makeup and now had swollen face. And we were back in the village. And I was like, who told you to apply my makeup? Now see, you have a swollen face. If you go to your home, they will think I beat you up or something. And so in the dream, my cousin, one of my cousins, I saw her. She told me, stop bothering with her. Now it's in Kikuyu, of course. Stop bothering with her. She doesn't know now that your flag has changed from black, it's now green. And the dream ended there. And I woke up, and I remember telling my husband, hey, I had this kind of dream. I even called my mom and told her, I had this kind of dream that blah 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 blah. And the black and the red flag, I said, this is God talking. Now it's a green flag. And so I was so happy, excited. On that day, Saturday, I had a pain, like severe pain. I had already taken my lunch medicine. It was like 4 p.m. So my next medicine, I was to take like between 7 and 8 p.m. But I felt too much pain that I could not bear. This was too much. And I had to call my husband kneeling on the floor. I told him, come and take me to the hospital. I'm feeling so sick. He told me, have you taken medicine? Yeah, I took lunchtime. He told me, take another one. Let me come. So I took another medicine. But it was not yet time, but I had to take it. And then I slept. By the time he was reaching home, I was already better. So when he came, I told him, I'm better. Let's wait for Monday. So after that, I was so healed, because I remember that 1 week I was in complete bed rest. I didn't do anything. I actually was waking up to go to the loo and eating. I was not moving at all. So after that pain on Saturday, on Sunday I woke up. I was so energized. I was feeling like I don't know, I was so energized, and I was feeling I'm not sick anyway. And I told my husband, now I feel better, I'm not sick, I'm okay, let's wait for tomorrow for the good news there. And so the following day, I actually even he didn't take me, because he felt, we're just going for the sake of an appointment. And so I went. The first thing was scan, so I went and took a scan. Going to the doctor's office, he looked at the scan and said, she looked at the scan and said, from my scan, it doesn't seem like you are pregnant anyhow. I don't know, they called it the uterine lining or something, I don't know. Those who know better, they know. That it looked perfect, like I was not pregnant at all. I was like, huh? So I was so shocked. I didn't know how to react. I had lost that baby, and the doctor said it looked, I was not pregnant. I was sure I was pregnant. I had gone for 2 antenatals, because even if I had not started, I could have said something. Maybe it was bleeding, and it's something in my mind told me that thing I felt poof in the toilet. That was it. That was when the child, that I really lost it. And the bleeding was little to minimal, because according to the doctor, that child had already died in the womb like 2 months, when it was at 8 weeks. And here I was like in 10, 11 weeks, going 12. So it was a very difficult time. And I remember when I came back, I told my husband, no, now me, I'm done. I'm done trying to get children, and I'm not going to see the gynecologist again. And let me tell you, it had reached a time whereby our sex life was not about enjoyment, it was about baby making. And so we decided, no, we are not doing it. If you don't feel like it, we will not do it, because it's at those days, you know, when like you count safe days and whatever. I had those apps that were tracking the days, and we said, no, we will not do it because of the days. No, we just stay like that. Let's stay like that all our life. And we agreed, and we said, no, we will not do it. So this is the year 2020, and in April, yeah, it was on April, immediately after that, all that, the country was closed, and the churches were closed, and everybody was backed into their houses. So I remember one of my friends, actually my best friend, she told me, now because the churches are not, at when the church, see, let's begin praying. In the area that we used to live, there is a prayer mountain nearby. It's not like a prayer mountain that is well prepared and well manicured or something. It's just a place that there is a vast area of land that people go to pray to, and it has been well known it's a prayer mountain. So we began going there, and we said we will do a 1 week fast, and then we will meet there and go and pray. And that's what we did, because people are not going to church. Actually, me, I was listening to like sermons. I used to listen to very many sermons. Even now I listen to sermons, a lot of sermons. And then we used to pray throughout the day and meet in the evening and close our prayers. And you see, right, that at that point I was like, I'm not praying for children. I don't want children. God, if I had made an agreement with God that if you really want to bless me with children, you will bless me, but I will not pray for them again. I will not cry about it. But through the whole process, in my heart, I felt that there is something that is dealing with my blessings. Like there is a premature, like the way that the baby would come and I lose it before it's developed and grown. I could not like fully receive my blessings. I felt that it's not an issue with children, it's an issue, a spiritual issue about me. So when I was going to that prayer, I was praying that thing out, like, God, let when my blessings comes, they come complete. It was not so much like I want a child, like my whole fasting, no. And then we were praying for even her. She was going through a rough time, because in the year 2019, when it was ending, she'd been conned, and now she was conned quite some money, and then now she was in a new job, new space, new challenges. So we were praying, and we were praying for our families, our husbands. COVID has come, everything is difficult. So we were praying for general life. And as we were praying, the Spirit of God convicted me to give a sacrifice. And also my friend, something ever came to you, and then someone else, like they confirm it. Then my friend asked me, have you ever given a sacrifice for the issue of your child? And I told her no. That's story for another day, about sacrifice and how I saw God through that sacrifice. Because I remember going to my pastor, calling my pastor and telling him, when I prepared now the sacrifice, and telling him, I want you to pray for me. I did not say I'm coming to bring sacrifice. I want to come for an appointment, because at that time churches were not being held, although they were having an online church. So I went in for a week and said, I want an appointment. I want something. You pray for me about something. And when I went to that office, I met him with his wife. I remember whatever he said, I was like, because it was the inspiration that I got through the prayer and fasting. He was repeating the same things, the things that I had heard the Spirit saying to me. That were the same thing that he was saying to me, and I was like, okay. So even when it reached a point where I told him, now I've come to give this sacrifice, it was like, I know this is God speaking, and I know it will work. So long story short, that April, I went for the prayer and fasting. I gave the sacrifice, and then immediately, and the pastor said, you see, all those things you are feeling that your blessings are being prematurely like cut off or denied, it's gone, and God is giving you a new leaf of life. And that problem that you have been having, and because my pastor used to tell me, I tell you, you don't have issues with getting children. You are a blessed woman, and you don't have issues. Every time when he sees me with my husband, because when, like, anytime we would go to his office for like prayers or something, you say, Nini, hamna shida ya watoto, ni mtapata watoto wengi, hamna shida yoyote. And the doctors would tell me, your womb is okay, it's alright, we don't know what's going on. So when I prayed those prayers, and I came out of that office that April, to my amazement, the month of May, I was waiting for my periods as normal as usual. They never came, and I waited. They never came. I told my husband, I think I'm pregnant. He told me, you are joking. And I told him, should we test? Because now by that time it was 7 years. In those 7 years, the number of test kits that I have ever bought thinking I'm pregnant, and sometimes it's hormonal imbalance, they skipped a month or two and then come back. And now the 2 pregnancies that I had lost, and the third 3 pregnancy, by that time it was 3. So I could not test. I told him I'm not testing. Hey, the second month, by the second month, June, I know all the symptoms were, I was feeling them. The morning sickness was hyper and everything, but we could not believe it. But now we knew we were pregnant, but we could not. I told him I'm not starting antenatals until 12 weeks. And if it hits 12 weeks, I remember going to pray. It reached a time I felt, when you're pregnant, sometimes you get the period cramps. To me, those were danger signs. Because I remember when I felt the period cramps, I stood up, I wore my earphones. So the place where we were going for the prayer mountain, it's a place that you can take a motorbike and then you go with it, or you can walk. It's quite a distance. You could walk for like 15 to 20 minutes before you reach there. So when I felt those pain, I remember I took my phone, plugged the earphones, put the music, and I started walking, praying, and I was crying, and it's just cramps. I did not see any stain or something. It was quite a scare though. And I went to that mountain, and I remembered the spot that I was praying with, because when we were praying with my friend that one week, and then at the end of it, I was inspired to give a sacrifice. So when I got my sacrifice, when it was there, I went back with it, the same spot, and I prayed for it before taking it to church. And then, so when I felt that my body is threatening to the miscarriage to occur again, I was like, no, I need to go back there. So I went back and I told God, me, I'm back here. I told you, if you want to give me children, you give me. And I'm not praying for children. So this pregnancy is yours by design, and this child is yours. Yeah. So me, I have no part on it. I was not trying to get pregnant. I was okay by myself. But now you have blessed me, so you are going to sustain it. And I will not take any medicines. I will not go to any hospital. You sustain it. And because I had put in my heart that until the child is 12 weeks, the pregnancy is 12 weeks, I will not go for any antenatals. And so when I was coming from that place, I was so relieved. And I knew, now this is not my doing, this is not my working. So if it goes, ni mtoto wa Mungu anaenda, ni wake aende. If it stays, ni wa Mungu akae. Because me, I'm not involved in it. And so after that, I was so happy and excited. But I came to realize that in every pregnancy, you might feel like cramping. Sometimes it might show some like a little bleeding, but it doesn't mean it's threatening miscarriage. Yeah. It's not a miscarriage coming. So 2020, there is COVID, everybody is closed in. Me, I'm pregnant. Days are going, I'm growing big, but I can't believe it. I think like, this is a joke, this is a big joke. But I was so excited. I didn't, hey. And it was like a mix of reaction. Do I hide it? Do I tell everyone? Do I, like, you are excited, you want to tell everyone, but you are scared. Maybe there is someone who sees you with a bad eye, you know, those kind of issues. But all in all, in the year 21 February, I gave birth to my firstborn. A very beautiful baby, and everybody used to tell me, you have a very beautiful baby. And I was like, yes, this is the Lord's doing. Like, you see, a place where you can't take even credit for nothing. Even people used to call me Mama Mzungu, because they used to say, who are you, the mother? Because we don't look alike. At that time she was so like yellow. Is it yellow or brown? And like a flower. And that's why I called her Leilani, like child of the heavens. Because me, I felt I had no credit in it. My husband had no credit in it. We could not tell anybody, this is the formula we finally used, or this is the medication that I used so that I give birth to this child. No. Because at that time we had given up hope with even going to the gyna. We had said, no, we are not taking any medicine again, we are not doing anything again. And I had told God, I'm not trying again. So it was not like nimeomba Mungu nikamwambia nipe akasasa finally akanipe. But I believe that it was God's timing. And long story short, 2021 February, I got my firstborn girl. 2023 December and 2024 January, I was so much involved with. Now my baby girl is 3 years. We are preparing for her to go to school. And I was like, this is my year of losing weight. If in 2024, actually it started on December 2023, and I decided now I'm going back. Sasa ni form ni kuona na kurudi soko. I was like, now it's my time to lose weight, because I've been like in my BMI, I have exceeded the recommended weight with quite some kgs, and I felt that this is the time that I should like maintain my BMI. And so December, even when people are enjoying Christmas, me, I was like picky. You know, when you are starting weight loss journey, the way you are pumped up and you feel like, this is my time. And so 2021, I mean 2024 January. Hey, we began. Even I motivated my husband to lose. We used to do skipping challenges. We used to do morning exercise routines. I used to do intermittent fasting. And amidst all that, at the end of January, I could come out from a session of exercise and feel, oh my God, I'm so sick. And for like 2-3 days I slept. Like, ushafanya exercise alafu unaenda unalala, unaona kwani because you know when you are sleeping, the digestion is not going that fast, so you feel like, what am I reversing the efforts? But I used to feel so sick, like I want to puke. And sometimes I thought maybe it's because I'm hungry, because my intermittent fast I was doing 24 hours, meaning I would eat something at 6 p.m, sleep at night, no breakfast, no lunch until 6 p.m. in the evening. So I used to think, hey, maybe ninja. And then after 3-4 days, I told my husband, no. From the way I'm feeling, I think I'm pregnant. And then he was like, pregnant? Who, how, when? Because if the way we used to count days in December, haikuwa inaingiana hata kidogo. It was not making sense. So I told him, no, I'm going to buy a test kit. And if I'm not pregnant, please take me to a hospital and admit me, make sure I'm admitted. And so I bought a pregnancy kit and I tested and I was pregnant for this child now. It was a mixture of reaction, because I remember in December I was telling people, oh, in 2024 I'm going to get a baby, I'm going to have a child, like a joke, yeah. Hiyo mwaka iisha. But for me, I knew what I wanted for that year 2020, for this year 2024 is losing weight. And I had said, if I will achieve nothing else, I will lose weight. So here I am. My weight loss journey imekufa hivyo after 2 months of trying. Now it's another new journey, and there was a mix of reaction. I was so happy, and yet I was confused. But then I came to like hiyo kuzoea. You know that feeling you have, like, okay, it has happened, now let's go. And at this time I had no fear of losing the pregnancy, because me, after the issue in 2020, I felt that I am healed and I'm a new person and I'm good to go. So, and when I gave birth to Leilani without any complication, I knew, now the prayers that we had worked, and now I'm good to go. So this pregnancy, I was not like afraid or fearful, though it was challenging because most of the time I was feeling sick. I think it's morning sickness, it went throughout. I could get a flu here, headaches here, something here, tired here, such kind of stuff. So I was always like sleeping, waking up, but generally beyond those small issues, it was okay. I didn't have big complications. And so when the day came that I should give, what I did not say is that giving birth to my first child, when I went for the last candid, I realized that I had placenta previa, whereby the placenta is like it's the one leading instead of the baby's head, yeah. So I had to do an emergency CS. Actually, I gave birth to her when at that 7 weeks. And so when I became pregnant, as I was preparing for my birth, I went and asked, because in my heart, I would have loved so much to get a child through normal way. We call it normal, like, yeah, the labor process and whatever. But the doctor said, no, it's risky because your first child was through CS. This is gonna be definitely a CS. And so when I was going in for this CS, I was so excited, I was so eager, and I was so happy. And actually, because I had already taken a scan and I knew it was a boy, I was so excited, and in my heart, I've been saying even now that, you know, I had once listened to a pastor who said that you should have a name that you call your God, your specific name. Like the Israelites, when they went and something happened, like God provided for them, they called God Jehovah Jireh. Yeah? When they got victory, they called him Jehovah Nisi. When they were healed, they called him Jehovah Rapha. Is it Rapha or Love? Kikuyu. Yeah, they had names for their God when they did something for them. And when I knew that I was getting a baby boy, I felt that the only thing that I can call God is Jehovah Gai Muiganani. Yani, he had like put my life in a balance. He had put a balance in my life, because a boy and a child, it's balanced. And I don't know, but if there was someone out there thinking that I'll never have children, now they cannot talk. Everybody I meet, they say, God has surely done it for you. Because those who know my testimony of those 8 years of waiting, and the pain, because it's painful, it's a painful process, and the tears, and the feeling of like you are not worthy. Now God has given my life balance, and I'm so grateful. And so this video, in this vlog, the purpose of it, because I could have shown like as you can see, like the process of how I gave birth to my child, and I say it's raw and uncut or something, but there is a God in heaven who answers the prayers of his people, and he will do it for you. It doesn't matter what you're struggling, because people struggle with different things. Mine was children, others are marriages. There are people who, like, you have been heartbroken and heartbroken. Others, it's a job or something. Your career is not picking, or whatever you're going through, and it has not been happening. I want to encourage you that something will happen soon, and you have to put your trust and hope in God. And also you have to let go and let God. Like, sometimes we may hold too much on the pain, such that when the blessing is coming, you block it with bitterness and pain. But if you release yourself, I'm not saying you don't cry, you cry yourself out. Because if you hold it in, then you will be depressed and fall into depression. But cry, but dust yourself, dust your coat up, stand up, walk, continue with your life. Because I remember after I gave birth to my first child, now by the time she was like an year, I went through a season where I felt lost. Because I remember it's like my whole life, I had put it on a standstill waiting for a child. Now I had a child, so what next then? And I had to figure myself out again. But what I would advise somebody who's waiting for something, don't put your life on a standstill. Like, especially if you're a woman there, married, and you have been going, maybe my issues, maybe miscarriages, and you feel like your life is on a standstill until you get that baby. No, don't put your life on hold. Continue doing your things. Chapa kazi. Let your career flourish. Let your marriage flourish. Let your relationship with your friends and everybody flourish. Because once you get that child, it's not like heaven. It's not heaven. Now that's the beginning of a new journey. And you might get the child and then feel lost. Like the way I'm saying, I felt lost. Like, niko na mtoto nishamlea, sasa ameanza kutembea, so mimi alafu you are lost. So I had to refigure myself up, to repackage myself. I started listening to motivational speakers so that I can catch the dream. Like, I had lost all other dreams and I had one dream for a child. Now it's here, so what? So I would encourage you keep everything else going, so that when your blessings comes, it will be a top up. You will not feel like, okay, now I'm blessed. Oh, sorry, we have to reach there. The baby wants some milk. So I think that's it. Thank you for watching. If you want more details on the story, you can comment there. And if you want a video on the power of sacrifices, I can do it. Or if you have any question, you can ask me. Comment your thoughts, comment your testimony, and God will bless you. Please give this video a like again, share it with your friends and family, and also please remember to subscribe. God bless you. Till next time, adios.